Hello everybody, the Dadcars channel is currently in a bit of a limbo state. We currently own 4 vehicles, which sounds cool, you know, 4 vehicle Dadcars fleet, but not one of those 4 vehicles is what I would deem a proper Dadcar. One of the vehicles has been up for sale for about 3 weeks, but we've had some problems with that I'll come on to in a minute. Another vehicle's just gone up for sale, and until that one sells, I can't buy my next exciting Dadcar. And another one of the vehicles is proper broken. Can't even move it off this driveway. And I'm probably going to be selling that one soon as well. Come on, let's get into it. My name's Ben. Welcome to Dadcars. Ah yes, the Dadcars channel has come a long way, hasn't it? Since 2 years ago when we started this channel, and my daily Dadcar was the Aston Martin Dad B9. But look, the most important thing is obviously the channel has come a long way. Look, we've got lots of lovely subscribers. We've got lots of lovely viewers like you watching. So look, obviously I'm grateful for that. That's the most important thing. The temporary problem I've got right now with these 4 vehicles is just that. It's a temporary problem. And so in this video, I'm going to be doing a quick Dadcars fleet update. So a quick overview on each of these vehicles, what the problems are that I'm having with each of them, and where we go from here. And let's kick things off with our BMW X5. Now this is a late 2013 third generation BMW X5 30D, and it's the 7-seat option car as well. Now this has been my wife's daily driver for the last coming up for 5 years, and truth be told, it's actually been wonderful. There's only been a handful of things over those 5 years, reliability, maintenance wise, that we've had to pay out for, most notably the airbag system on the rear suspension. It's got springs at the front but air at the back, and we've had to change both airbags and I think the main control unit. Now at time of recording, the X5 is currently at the body shop because anybody watching this who has used a large SUV as a daily family car for any length of time, particularly if like us, they live in a city, you'll know that inevitably you're going to pick up some little car park dinks and little scratches and blemishes on the paint. And obviously over 5 years and 35,000+ miles that we've done, we've got some of those. So it's in the body shop getting all of that sorted ahead of us listing it for sale. And actually, if you're watching this right now, at time of release, it will be up for sale. It'll be on Auto Trader. I'll put a link in the description below if anybody is interested in the X5, but it's been a fantastic car. The only reason that we're selling it is because I've now replaced it with the car behind me, and before the X5 goes and sells, I will make at least one more video on this channel with the X5 because I want to do a back-to-back comparison, the Range Rover and the X5, because they're pretty similar money at the moment. Before we get onto the Range Rover, the next car I want to talk to you about in the fleet, car number 2, is this, the Dadcars Renault Avantime. So this is a 2002 2-litre petrol turbo manual Renault Avantime with just 70,000 miles on the clock, and I purchased this a few months ago just to be a backup family car, you know, between me buying and selling my exciting dad cars, you know, or if whilst my car is in being fixed, at least I've got something that I can drive around in. Now some of you I know will have watched the most recent video on the Avantime. Thank you for watching, by the way, because not many people did watch that video, but I showed how there's loads of things that are broken with the Avantime, but none of them, crucially, stopped it from actually functioning and getting from A to B. However, since then, it has fully broken, proper broken. This is now stuck on my driveway. And let me tell you the quick story about how it broke. So the other reason why I bought the Avantime is because I needed something which would be able to take our event marquee and all of the free activities for children, because we also do events. You know, we offer the free Dadcars Family Zone at events. And the most recent event we did was Petrol Hedonism Live at Nebworth. Fantastic weekend, by the way. Thank you so much to all the subscribers who attended that event. It was wonderful to meet you and your families. What an incredible weekend. Honestly, so many incredible memories were made. But it was on the way back that I made an unfortunate memory in the Avantime. So this has always had a high clutch bite point. It was like that when I test drove it and before I bought it. So I knew that, you know, at some point this was going to need a new clutch. But it was on the way back from Nebworth. I was driving it on my own, fortunately, with all of the stuff crammed in the back. that suddenly the clutch bite point went from extremely high to extremely low, and the clutch pedal, it basically was just like dropping down, and you have to hook it back up with your foot. But I fortunately managed to get it home and park it on the drive, and then it's been here ever since. Look, let me see if I can show you what I mean. Well, mind you, the battery might be dead, to be honest. Oh, no, it's not. Look at that. Let's see if it will let me go into reverse. And oh yeah, it will. So I can still go into gear, into reverse. That's a good sign. But you basically got to push the clutch down with loads of force right to the floor. And then as soon as you start to release pressure, like 1 millimeter, the clutch engages. So I have bought a clutch kit for a Renault Avantime. I got this off of eBay, and I think it was delivered under £150. Now, what might come as a bit of a surprise to subscribers is, oh, hang on, my wife needs to take little ones to their gymnastics. Sorry, I've got the Range Rover keys. I need the Range Rover in a second because I need to film with it. I'll film it when you come back. What might come as a bit of a surprise to subscribers is that I'm 90% sure I'm going to be selling the We'll wait until my wife moves off the drive. What was I saying? Oh, I'm 90% sure I'm going to be selling the Avantime. I mean, we've got one more show this year, and it's a big one, right? The NEC Classic Motor Show. So they've never had a dedicated family section before, but for the first time in 40 years, at their 40th show, they're going to have the Dadcars family zone there. They've asked us to go along and host it. You know, we'll do all our free activities for children. So I'd love to see you there, obviously. And it makes a lot of sense to have the Avantime there. There's an argument to be made that this is certainly a modern cult classic car, perhaps. You know, I think petrol heads, they love an Avantime, right? Top Gear generation love an Avantime, and you know, having it with all the stickers on as well, and it will take all of our gear up. So it's going to be at the NEC Classic Motor Show. But after that, after the clutch is done, obviously I'll probably have to take all these stickers off. Yeah, I'm 90% sure I'm going to sell it, and the reason for that is not because it's been unreliable. You know, any car that you sort of buy that's over 20 years old is going to have its issues. That doesn't bother me. No, it's because the videos struggle to get views. You know, like the last two videos, I think last one got 7,000, the one before that got 11,000 views. I do have to factor that in as well. You know, it's not like the Avantime's a dream car for me, and it's one that I've always wanted to have. I just thought it'd be a bit of fun, and fun it is. And there probably is sound logic in, you know, if I've got a backup family car, it's a Volvo Estate V70, something like that, you know, which is like a quintessential affordable dad car, which I can have as a backup family car. There's potentially a bigger audience out there who are thinking about maybe buying one of those, and a much smaller audience who are thinking about buying one of these. So I was going to show you my wife's L405 Range Rover next, but as you can see, she's just taken it to go do the club run with the girls. So look, as you can see, real world family content. You know, with us and our 4 young children, we use these cars day to day, and I think that actually makes the content a bit more informative. You know, if you're thinking about buying, you know, a Range Rover or any other cars that we own, you know, and using it with your family, you know, this is the channel to see the content on it. So instead, first we were going to have a look at my very rusty vehicle, which is parked on the road around the corner. But first,
A quick word from this week's paid promo, BetterHelp.
for me, having 4 young children and starting a completely new full-time career with zero certainty, this YouTube channel, I'm not ashamed to admit, the last 12 months have been some of the toughest for me mentally. I am constantly spinning work, family, financial pressures in my mind, and add to that the inevitable broken sleep that comes along with being a parent. And look, I've decided to try online therapy with BetterHelp. By taking the time once a week to focus on your own well-being, I mean, look, I've already identified that I don't like saying no. And what inevitably happens is I say yes to too much, overfill my plate, and then I just get this horrible underlying anxious feeling, which results in me feeling burnt out. And with spare time being so scarce for all parents, fortunately with BetterHelp, you can pick a time that suits you. And with your most preferred method, you know, whether it's on the laptop or with your phone, you know, messaging, a phone call or a video call. BetterHelp have over 1,000 credentialed therapists ready to give you unbiased advice by whatever method you feel most comfortable with. All you need to do is go to the BetterHelp website, answer a few questions, and they will pair you with a therapist, usually within 48 hours. So why don't you give it a try, all on your own terms and from the comfort of your own home? All you need to do is click my link in the description below or select Dadcars during sign up, and you'll get a discount on your first month. Thank you for listening. Now, anybody who watched the most recent video on the rusty, crusty Vito might be confused as to why I've still got it. And that's because the last video I put up with this was saying I've put it up on eBay for 99p, no reserve. Come what may, it's going to sell. But the auction ended that Petrol Hedonism live weekend. So whilst we were very busy doing the free family section and I was up hosting the Dadcars family stage, the auction ended. I didn't really think that through. And basically someone with zero feedback came in and put in a bid which was just over £2,000, and then they won it. And obviously I never heard anything from them. So I did second chance offers to everybody else, because as soon as it got to £1,500, I was like, wow, that's it, I'm happy, it's gone. So I offered to everyone £1,500 and above, second chance offer, but none of them got back to me. This Vito is still available for sale, and technically £1,500 or nearest offer, you can have yourself this Vito if anybody's interested. And again, the reason that I'm selling this is because people do not want to see on this channel a rusty old Vito. We had a fluke video with this where it got like over 200,000 views the first time I featured it. But then ever since then, whenever I do a Vito video, it doesn't get many views. Thank you to those who do watch it, but yeah, it doesn't get many views. So it just doesn't make sense for the channel again, you know. There's no point in me having something which isn't of interest to dads, isn't of interest to families, to parents, you know. So yeah, get rid of this. Don't need it because we've got the Renault Avantime. And the Avantime is the replacement for this, you know, as the backup car, so I can still get from A to B, but it's just as well this didn't sell perhaps, because obviously the Avantime's clutch is gone. So yeah, maybe everything is all meant to be and it worked out that I needed it for a few weeks longer anyway, but hopefully this will be going soon, much to the delight, I'm sure, of all of my neighbours, because this has spent countless weeks and months just sat not moving on the road. So yeah, it'd be good when this is gone, to be honest. Oh, and the final funny thing on the Vito, while we're waiting for my wife to come back with the Range Rover, is the lock-in sequence. I forgot to say this in the previous video. This is quite funny. So the fob, the key fob, central lock-in on the fob doesn't work. So what you have to do whenever you want to get out and lock this car is you've got to do it manually. And annoyingly, you can't manually lock the driver's door while it's open. So what you have to do instead, you shut the door, you lock the driver's door like that, then you climb through over onto the passenger side, and then you manually lock the passenger side, and then you shut it. So now the van is locked, and to unlock it, again, obviously the central locking on the fob doesn't work, you have to get the little key out of the fob, and you can only do it on the passenger side. You unlock it on the passenger side and then you climb through each time. Now I'm sure this could probably just be fixed on the little printed circuit board on the fob somehow, but yeah, that is a quirk if anybody is interested in buying this van. And last but certainly not least, our latest acquisition, my wife's L405 Range Rover. So this is a early 2013 SDV8, so the 4.4 turbo diesel, and sits on 86,000 miles now. We picked this up, what, about 6 weeks ago, was it, maybe? And we've had to pay out for a few small things which were picked up in the post-purchase inspection video that we did up at Exotic and Supercar with Ash. But all in all, my wife has really enjoyed going from the X5 to this, driving this around every day. And I am, unfortunately, enjoying it a lot more than I expected when I drive it at weekends and things as well. Going into this purchase, I definitely have always been indifferent to these, if anything, leaning on the side of actually not liking them. And if you believe the most common comments on all of my Range Rover videos, you know, if you believe what people are saying, like, oh God, yeah, that's going to break down every other day and it's going to cost you thousands and thousands, it's going to be a complete nightmare, you and your family are going to be stranded at the side of the road. Yeah, that's what everybody says on these videos. Yeah, if you believe them, well, look, I'm going to put it to the test, aren't I, soon? I'm doing a 1,000-mile road trip up to Scotland and back with 4 children in this cheap Range Rover. I'm going to film it as well. So yeah, look, let's put it to the test. And throughout this video, I've been judging each of these vehicles based on their performance on the channel, the views that they get as well, haven't I? And whilst these two have struggled, the Range Rover, honestly, the whole Range Rover series, every video has been getting really solid, consistent views. And that is really important, because this is my full-time job. This is my full-time job now. And you've no doubt noticed another issue that we've currently got as well. And look, before I get into this, I'm going to preempt there'll be some people that are going to want to head to the comment section and call me out for first world problems here. And look, I know this is first world problems, and it's a very British way of looking at things, you know, like, oh, you should just be happy with what you've got and be content with what you've got. But the fact is, I've got big aspirations for this channel, and also for my family as well. But look, we've got a massive problem. Like, our driveway here, you can only really fit 2 cars on it. I'm currently blocking in these 2 cars. And look, when you park 3 vehicles off the road, logistically, day to day, with taking the kids to places, and I've got to get look, it's not ideal, and it's not ideal for me filming as well. Like, this video it's really tricky to film on this little tiny driveway. I know, first world problems. But me and my wife have sat down with an abacus and spoke to a mortgage advisor, and we've basically figured out that we will be able to move house next year if the channel continues to grow at the rate that it is. You know, we continue getting like good views on these videos, and I get the integrations, the sponsors as well. Next year we'll be able to move, and we've seen other houses sort of locally to us that we would be able to afford to move to, which have got, you know, large gardens at the back with like rear access. So a place that I could put like a double garage, build a Dadcars HQ, and have space for like half a dozen vehicles, and more crucially, you know, a really nice space to do loads of filming, which will mean that I'll be able to film videos quicker, easier, and ultimately I'll be able to grow the channel and make more exciting content if we can move from here. So I would just like to say, honestly, a massive thank you to you right now who's watching this. Honestly, the subscribers, the people who watch my videos each week, watch the videos to the end. Look, it's because of you guys that this channel is growing. So thank you so, so much. Honestly, I can see it all in my head. When we move house, I've got this Dadcars HQ. I've got a little Dadcars fleet that I can be proud of. You know, years into the future, I think we'll look back on this video and sort of see me here on this driveway with these 4 cars, and then, you know, fast forward like 3 or 4 years time, I reckon this will be a moment that we look back on. So look, massive thank you to you guys. Please check out one of the other videos if you've not seen these ones, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.